What up, world? It's your boy J Star back again with the first look at the week 9 slate, man. Had to do so many notes to get ready for this week, man, the right way, man. So hopefully this really helps y'all out this week. We're gonna get into this as we always do. First, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the lineup that just won. Had the most points, was in the 50 cents this week. This 243, I think at $3 we had a 241. But in the million it was 237. So this was definitely the highest lineup here. I mean, a lot of low owned players here. As you see, we got a Sam Howell, 3% ownership. You know, I'm pretty sure, I mean, like myself, I was not on him because of what he did the week before, man. I was on him too early, I guess, you know, and like didn't get on him this week, and then he goes off, you know, against the Eagles, who we've known to have given up a lot of points to quarterbacks. He was just, everybody was really hitting in this game. And even though what was that, Curtis Samuel went down, I go to look and I'm like, even Jamison Crowder almost hits 100 yards with 7 catches. It's crazy. So he was just like really on fire in this game, trying to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a rivalry matchup here. But Dotson, very low ownership. I mean, he hadn't done anything, I think all season really. So I can definitely see why he was so low owned for sure, but goes off, so very low owned stack with a 4% ownership stack there, which is crazy. A run back of AJ Brown, which definitely had AJ Brown against a man style defense. He's just been killing it. Number 1 receiver against man style defenses anyways. So that was an easy run back there. Besides that though, it's only ownership too right there in that side of that game too. And then we got Kamara, which is decently owned here for, especially for 7,300. A chalk play in Brees Hall here hits. Let's see what else we got here. Deontay Johnson, 9.2 ownership. Didn't even get a touchdown, but still makes it in there without even being on fire there. The Seahawks defense pretty owned there too, and then McBride was a chalk play there. So really great lineup, man. Completely, killing, like I said, all other lineups here, because what I saw, Millionaire Maker, this would have won the million by like 6 points there. So we're gonna keep it moving. Also, let's see real quick though. I just want to see. It was only one stack in this whole lineup. Looks like it is. Yeah, it's only one stack, and it's only the Philly and Washington stack. I mean, it's hard to have a multiple game stack when we're on a 13 game week right there. Like every team played this last week. So now we go into this week here, and we have a very smaller slate here with only 10 games. So a lot more buys, but we're going to get into this one as we always do. Right away with the Vikings and the Falcons here. They just traded, so I wonder, they just traded for, what was that, Dobbs from the Cardinals. So he's probably going to end up being added on here and starting for this week, I would think. So have to see how that when they end up adding him on here and everything goes, and we know for sure come Friday if he's starting. So far though, for the Atlanta side of things, Bijan Robinson is going to be in play. He is right now ranked number 6 going against zone defenses at running back. So definitely high up on there. And then other than that, it looks like we got Drake London. If he ends up, let's see, growing, sustain. Okay, so if he ends up playing and everything's okay, he right now is like ranked like number 23. It's actually, if he doesn't play, man, it's gonna be crazy for these tight ends, is what I feel like. They're gonna go crazy targeting these tight ends. Like Pitts is gonna basically be Drake London, and Jonnu Smith is just gonna be the number 1 tight end there. We're looking at number 3 against this style of defense in Jonnu Smith, and number 10 against this style of defense in Pitts. So definitely I feel like if Drake London is out, those two will be definitely highly in play there. For the other side, it's gonna be Hawkinson. For sure, Atlanta does give up tight end, and he is the number 1 tight end against zone defense, I believe, and then number 1 against man. And Atlanta plays a little bit of both, so they're like half and half kind of. So definitely, it doesn't really matter. Hawkinson has done well either way. Addison has done good against zone style defenses. They might do a little bit more man, so he might be slowed down, especially we don't know what quarterback is being played here. So we keep it moving. No, we got Seattle and Baltimore here. So for this game, it's probably going to be pretty tough for, I would say, Geno, even though his receivers, they haven't done really well against man-style defenses. But at least I would say DK, Lockett, and JSN have all scored at least a touchdown against this style of defense. I would kind of lean more towards DK over everybody else. He's been the first read and the person they look for most of the time when they play a man style defense. So it would probably be a DK Metcalf and Geno Smith there, man. So for the other side though here, Lamar, it's looking like where I want to go. Flowers here is going to be number 12 right now in the league against zone style defenses, and then we got of course Andrews is like, what is he, ranked number 2 right now against zone style defenses. So these will be maybe a solo skinny stack in one of these players, or if you want to try both, if you think this might be a high scoring game for them, then definitely you can do that. We got Arizona and Cleveland here. I gotta check this weather come the end of the week, see how bad the rain is or not. Don't know for sure if Kyler Murray is starting for sure yet. Got Clayton Tune. Yeah, so gotta wait to see. Since they traded away their quarterback in Dobbs, we gotta see what's gonna happen there. If they're gonna start Murray. For his side though, let's see what we got going on here. So Marquise Brown has been scoring a touchdown at least like almost every man defense he's played. Like, let's go check it out. We got Baltimore here, touchdown. Cincinnati here, touchdown. Dallas Cowboys touchdown, even Giants touchdown, man. Like every time he plays a man style defense, somehow he scores. Cleveland is another man style defense, so his price I feel like should be lower. He's not hitting 20 points at all. But if Kyler Murray is back, he probably could be in for a pretty big game since he continues to score every time he gets a man style defense. Besides that though, I don't know how much McBride, if he's going to be able to do what he just did. He played a man-style defense just last week and was able to, get 14 targets. But don't know now with a different quarterback and stuff like that. We don't know what to really expect if he's going to get those type of volume. For the other side here, though, trying to see, man, what's going on with Deshaun Watson. Is he expected to avoid being placed on injured reserve? So we don't know what's going to happen with him. Probably more than likely is P.J. Walker. This would be a really good matchup for either quarterback here. The Cardinals have been a team giving up points. So what would I say here? We're definitely looking at, since Cleveland is at home, we know that means Amari Cooper comes back. Since he's been on the road, he's been putting like subpar numbers up. Right here, back to back 4 and 14. When he was at home, we was looking at 17. We was looking at 27. And so that's about it. But hopefully maybe he bounces back this week. Really good matchup there for him. Let's see. Anybody else on this team? Looks like, oh yeah, Njoku would be in play too. Let me see how they've been. I thought at first they were kind of going to him. Yeah, he's actually been doing good. And this is another pretty decent matchup for him. I mean, he's done well at least against zone style defense. I know Arizona until just last weekend never had given up a touchdown to a tight end all season. But now that they have, and then Njoku's actually just doing good against that style of defense. Could be in play there, man. He's ranked number 8 right now in the league. So, my bad. Also, though, gotta say the running backs is gonna be in play too. Just don't know which one because they used 3 running backs last week. Even though I would lean more towards Hunt, but Ford has actually performed well against zone style defenses. We got one right here against the Colts with a 17 points, San Francisco with 11, Tennessee with 19, and Pittsburgh is I think a man-style defense. So yeah, but he's actually performed well. I don't know if he's gonna take back over the main back role or not, because Hunt has been stealing some touchdowns, man. Like, what I want to say, like, yeah, 3 straight games. So we'll kind of lean more towards Hunt because of that so far. But yeah, almost forgot to mention that though. And then we got the Rams and the Packers here, man. I don't know what's gonna happen with Stafford, cause now that if he was able to go and everything, and not, man, but being banged up with a thumb on your actual throwing hand, man, I really wonder if they're gonna even make him play. And somehow with the Packers keep injuring quarterbacks and stuff like that, I don't know if they would even put him out there for real. They might go with the backup. I don't know what to expect anymore for Green Bay's defense though, because if Stafford was able to play, man, and really able to go, I mean, you definitely got Henderson because they are giving up the run still. But Cup and Nakua. This is zone defense. I told y'all I'm picking Nakua every time they play a zone defense, but I would require that Stafford is playing, man. I need him to play because if he's playing, yeah, Nakua, Cup, both are gonna be in play. With Rasul Douglas being traded from the Packers now, that's gonna probably really hurt their defense anyways. Jair was already in and out, barely playing, so this probably would have been a crazy good game for Stafford if he didn't get hurt ahead of time. And then with Nakua also having questionable, what was it again? Some knee swelling. So yeah, that part too would man, like this is kind of crazy. We got to see what happens by the end of this week because these receivers could be in for a big game if Stafford is there. On the other side here, I mean, if you want to take some love, I would say best plays is still going to be like just from last week was the same with Dobbs, and then also Reed, since he was getting target, did get intercepted on a catch that he should have had but didn't come down with the ball and ended up giving it to the cornerback instead. But yeah, so these two would be the best plays here. Of course, Musgrave is in play. It's just that, man, I don't know what's going on with him. He's in a great spot here. If you want to take some shots there, he keeps getting targets. It's just, it's not coming through with great production. I think he should be at like a 2,900 area right now with the production that we're getting from him, even in this great spot. But I mean, they put him up at this price they put him at, so you probably won't take him, and then he could actually do something good. I mean, every tight end has done well against the Rams, so maybe it's his day. Tampa Bay here, we got Stroud and Baker Mayfield here, and let's see what's going on here. On my notes here, what I got here. So for Baker's side of things, we got Baker. We got White has actually performed really well against zone defenses. He's number 3, matter of fact, ranked, and that's because he's catching too at that. So, yeah, he's going to be in play at 5,600 then. And then also Evans is going to be, their best play here at ranked number 9 against zone style defenses right now. You can also take some Godwin that he's been actually playing pretty decent. We do know the Texans are bad against tight ends too, but they just don't go to their tight end enough over here. I would think it would probably be these two right here with Baker. It's probably the best plays there, especially if they're in a very competitive game, which Houston seems to make everybody compete. So I can definitely see, having like a full stack in this game somehow right here, because it seems like this could be some high scoring coming from this game with Stroud trying to bounce back off of losing to the one team that was defeated in every game and finally lost to them at that. So definitely you would think he would try to have a bounce back here. What I want to say, Bucks is giving up number 10 in fantasy points to wide receivers, and his wide receivers so far that's done well against this style of defense has been Dale and Nico Collins. Nico Collins is a little bit ahead of Dell though, I believe, right? Yes. So them two would be the best plays here from this side. I would think, one of these two, especially coming off of everybody having Stroud and Nico Collins. It's been like that, I feel like, this season, man. When everybody has somebody, they're not hitting, they come back the next week and they go off. So, I mean, it's the same thing what happened to Sam Howell. The week before that, I forgot who it was, but it was somebody else. So, definitely could see you running back this Stroud and Collins, possibly a run back of Evans or White too, and this actually hitting this week, especially, like I said, coming off a week when everybody had him and he failed. Nobody will probably want either one of them. So, but we move on now. We got Washington and New England. Man, really wondering what to expect now, because I feel like Mac Jones could be in play here, man. Like, he gets a very easy matchup. I feel like Washington was already bad and giving up big points to wide receivers and quarterbacks too at that. It's just he loses his number 1 receiver here. And I really wonder, like, are they going to toss in, their speedster Thornton down here, or will it just be Jalen Reagor? Besides that, it's looking like Douglas is getting the target, so definitely there. But also, they've been giving up tight end too as well for the Commanders. Henry or Gesicki could be in play for 2,600 too at that. At least you get 1,000 savings there if you want to take that. But with Washington letting go of 2 defensive linemen, like golly, Chase Young and what was that, Montez Sweat. it just feels like now Mac Jones could be in for a game where he's not even pressured, has all the time in the world to throw to the team that's giving up number 2 fantasy points to wide receivers, man. And not only that, also giving up some points to tight ends. So either one of these tight ends, like I said, could be in play, man. Mac Jones could be in for a huge game here, really. Like, I just feel like it could go under the radar here, but man, just all the time in the pocket and just bad coverage downfield. I mean, seems like this could be his best game leading up to that. For the other side here, Sam Howell. My bad. Let me get that back on there. We got Sam Howell here playing a man-style defense here. It's probably going to be a little bit of struggle here, but could be definitely McLaurin. It's definitely done well at least. Looks like maybe Logan Thomas could also do decent there too as well. So these two would probably be the ones I'll be looking forward to stack. But we do know not Washington, but New England does try to take away your best receiver here. So it might lead to more targets towards Dotson because of that, though. Got to keep an eye out on if Curtis Samuel ends up playing, because if he doesn't play, then Jamison Crowder did do well last week in 3,400. I mean, if he's going to get, all the targets kind of Curtis Samuel's been getting, which is like this area right here, this 7 to 8 area, maybe he is able to do well against that. But different style of defense than what it was just last week, though. So then we move on, man. We got Chicago and New Orleans here. Fields, I don't think it's going to play. Still week to week, and right now they're leaning towards Tyson being the starter here. So Tyson actually has a really good receiver against man-style defense here in DJ Moore. I think he's number 2. Let's check that out. I think he's ranked number 2. Yeah, he's ranked number 2. So he's their best bet at being able to compete or have anybody doing well here. Also, we do know they're using Komet almost as a receiver here. So he's going to be in play just because of that. But these are probably the best bets here if you want to take a Tyson stack here. But it's probably a very tough matchup for him with the New Orleans team, especially at home too. For Carr's side, I mean, everything's amazing for him. Like, even though Chicago did just pick up Montez Sweat, I'm still not expecting much when it comes to pass catching backs. They've been one of the worst in the league. And then also, we got, this is a zone style defense. Carr has a lot of weapons against zone style defense. I mean, Shaheed, Olave will have the tougher matchup with Jalen Johnson since he wasn't traded. He will have the tougher matchup, so I'll probably lean away from him. But Michael Thomas has even done well against zone style defense. But like I say, Olave has too. So I just think he might have the tougher matchup there. These two, but definitely Kamara. Also though, I would say probably these two, and then also Hill, man. Hill is going to be in play here. Tight end number 8 ranked, giving up points to tight ends. Taysom Hill, I mean, is a tight end, wide receiver, running back, and quarterback. So basically doing everything for them. I definitely feel like he could be in play this week, especially if they end up kind of throwing to him for some targets, and then when they get down to that goal line, they can lean a Kamara or a Hill. So either one of those two could even just be a stack there. Or of course, if you want to throw in Carr with that too as well, you can do that. But like I said, Carr is kind of in for a really big game there, man, especially being at home. The Colts and the Carolina Panthers here. We know the Colts been giving up points, so definitely we got a Bryce Young in play here with Chuba Hubbard. It looks like is taking the lead role so far here, so possibly in play for some good points there against the Colts. Also, let's see, at wide receiver, of course, we got Thielen right here at 7,500, finally priced as a number 1 receiver. He's been crazy price, like these little small prices. Kind of funny that they would jump him up after only having 15 points. But they do know the matchup is just, and his targets have just been crazy. So he's finally priced right. I mean, I don't know if he's going to go off for, 30 points now in this game. It's definitely a possibility. I kind of do like some of the cheaper targets here, though, for Bryce Young. He was what I want to say, sharing the ball around a lot in the last game. We got Chark getting 4 targets, coming off of 6 and 6 targets though before that. And this is a really good matchup. So I would say somebody like Chark, Mingo finally seemed to get some decent targets there and finally get some good yards. Could be in play, man. Definitely Thielen is gonna get the higher value and is in for a bigger game, so definitely him. But I'm just saying, like some of these smaller plays here, like cheaper plays here, could go along with a Thielen too at that. Like so, they definitely are in play. Also, we do know the Colts have been bad against tight end. Like I said before, though, Bryce Young for some reason hasn't really been going to Hurst, so hasn't been a good spot for him. Also, on my bad, I meant to also say Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss, both of them have kind of been doing well. I think right now, let's check this out real quick though. It looks like Moss has actually been outplaying against. I know he's played more games though, so he's outplayed though. Jonathan Taylor so far against this style of defense, so he could actually be a little bit edging out because he did also. I think he split like and actually did better than Jonathan Taylor with 14. I don't know what happened with Jonathan Taylor. I feel like the touches went down from just the week before. But I think Zach got hurt in this game. That's probably why though. So yeah, we got 12. I mean, 95 came just 5 yards short. Either one of those running backs could be in play there. But like I said, Zach Moss is actually playing a little bit better against that style of defense. So just to let y'all know, we got the Giants and the Vegas Raiders here, man. Both running backs are gonna be in play here. Basically, it's basically who you think is probably winning the game. Is probably gonna do better than. But they definitely are giving up big points there. Also, Waller is number 11 ranked tight end against this style of defense, and it's going against his old team. So maybe he wants to show up and show out, against them if he's able to play. But this hamstring has been lingering all season, and it seems like it came up this last game and took him out of the game. So don't know if he'll end up being able to play, in that game. Besides that, for the Raider side of things, man, I'm trying to remember who is it right here. I know Adams is probably their best bet receiver here going against them. But we just haven't seen much, man, to go with. The Raiders offense has just looked so bad, and the Giants defense has actually been looking a lot better than what it looked earlier in the season. This probably would have been a Garoppolo, Jacobs, Adams type of game, I would say, to stack with. But just the way the Raiders offense has looked and the way the Giants defense has looked lately makes me kind of go the other way. This is the best game right here on the slate by far. Hurts, man, keeps pulling out wins, man. Keeps pulling out wins. Like, no matter if they're tested, they're not tested. Pretty much though, I feel like they're tested every week because their defense is not as strong as it was. I'm kind of shocked that they didn't try to go for somebody in the trade or something like that to kind of bolster up their defense. I think their linebackers has been where they've been biggest weakness at. But they also are giving up, what is it? I think the most points at receiver. Yeah, the most points and fifth most points at quarterback. So, but somehow Jalen Hurts is continuing to push through and make wins, man. Make wins happen. He has the best receiver in the league against a man-style defense. So it doesn't matter Gilmore or wherever they end up moving AJ Brown to get him in that best matchup, which will probably be the other side of Gilmore. Even if Gilmore probably, I don't think Gilmore will shadow him. He usually stays on that right side. AJ lines up on the left side, so he probably is in for another big game here. Besides that, they do have Devontae Smith, who finally showed up against a man-style defense just last week. Had his best game with 22.9. Before that, we used to only look for him against zone-style defenses. But he was able to do well. So could be in play here if they end up trying to double, A.J. Brown, and not just leave him alone man-to-man because he is killing, man. The records show he's just going to continue to eat and go off against every man-style defense. Besides these two, though, definitely Goddard would be in play here because I believe, Cowboys is ranked 11, giving up fantasy points to tight ends. So maybe it's a Goddard day, and maybe like I said, they end up doubling AJ. I could see them leaning over towards Goddard since, like I said, Devontae Smith is usually the receiver they go to when it's a zone style defense. So then on the other side of here, man, it's a big day for Dak, man. Big day for Dak. You talking about the number one wide receiver points, man, in the league giving up. And we got Lamb ranked at number 17 against this style of defense. Is their best receiver against this style of defense, putting up really great yards. And it has scored a touchdown at least against this style too. Coming off of one of his huge games. I know the defense did help a lot, getting them the ball back over and over. I don't know if that's going to really happen a lot in this game, but it just could be a really back and forth because you are going to need to score a lot of points either way, I feel like. to get this game. To win this game. And then Brandon Cooks is coming along, so I can also kind of toss him in there. He's actually back-to-back games, I think, probably scored a touchdown. Yep, back-to-back games, scored a touchdown. The only thing is the volume is really low. Maybe if the volume gets up, maybe to a 7, he probably hits for even bigger points, possibly some 20 points, because it's a lot of points given up to wide receivers here. So he could possibly hit maybe a double stack, with Dak. If not, though, since they do play 12, they are going to look for their tight end. And we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles being very vulnerable to giving up points to tight ends. Logan Thomas just hit last week. So definitely Ferguson would be probably a better play. Since we do also know he does get his volume, like every week he's going to get target at least. Hopefully in this game he's probably back at those 7s though, and not at this 1 and 3 area. But just coming off of a touchdown too as well in the last game, and that was also an easy matchup too against the Rams. So, man, just putting together one lineup here, man. After the first look, I'm thinking I gotta go with Dak. Just the matchup is just too great, man. It's just really too great. I'm just trying to think, like, the only thing is I do worry taking Dak though, just on the road. I feel like he plays better at home to me. But it's just the matchup is too great. I just cannot see, like, if he just does bad. Oh my God. It's going to be crazy. I mean, it is a rivalry, so, it is, you can't expect it. It's just that, man, we just saw Sam Howell do really good. I know he was at home, though. So if Dak doesn't hit this week, I feel like it will be the next time they play when it's at home. But I'm going to go just off the first look. Like I said, the matchup is really good, so I'm going to go with that. Let's see, at running back here, I'm trying to get one savings to see if I can come back and probably get to Kamara. But let's see if I can get a savings running back. I might take Chuba Hubbard. Might just go ahead and take the Chuba Hubbard here against the Colts, because I know I got Hunt, but it's just the fact that that's just so many different backs that could end up taken away, and Chuba seems like it's just a one back scenario here. I don't know how much they're going to use Sanders. He's been injury prone anyways. Let's see what kind of savings I can get at wide receiver here. Who do I like here, man? Down here at the bottom here, I'm trying to see what I got here, man. Can take probably him. Let me see. Man, where are we gonna go this week? Come up a little bit. I'm gonna probably go with Shaheed here first. Take Shaheed. Give me a little bit of savings there. At tight end though, let's see, tight end. Man, I kind of want to take Taysom Hill. Man, because, man, that's kind of like having a running back too as well. Like, pass catching back. This dude is doing everything. So, I think I am going to go with Taysom Hill here. See what we can get to. The defense, man, let me try to get this out the way. I'm going to take the Texas defense for now. Like the way they've been playing. Pretty good defense so far. Been getting some takeaways and things like that. Let's see. And where we want to go here? What we got? We got wide receiver, running back, flex. If I take Kamara right now, let's see. I know we got like crazy stackage, with not having Carr here. But it's okay, man. It's okay. We're gonna see what else we can do here, though. We got $10,000, so we had a good spot. I feel like I could take the Douglas kid since, like I said, Washington, man, that's a really good spot for Mac Jones. So definitely feel like that could definitely hit. We got Addison, DJ Moore. Man, it's like bad quarterback play, possibly bad quarterback play here too as well. Nico Collins. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Wow, that I did not think we was gonna get there. So that came out perfect, man. I really like this freaking first look lineup, man. This might be something I'm definitely putting in by the end of the week. Keep this the same because I really like this, how this came out. So yeah, it's your boy J Star, man. I hope that really helps y'all out, man. The first look and everything. Hopefully y'all win some big money, and stay tuned. We got the top 5 for this week. We got the showdowns. It's a few showdowns now because we got the, where is it at? I think it's in Germany or something like that. I think the game is for the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Miami Dolphins, which I can't wait to watch that game. But yeah, a lot of showdowns, man, and of course the final look. It's your boy J Star. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.